Hi, welcome back to my channel, Filipino Nurse Retires Home. How are you all doing? I hope everybody is safe. And first of all, I'm going to be thanking all of you guys to have stuck by me, okay? Without you, I will not be around today and still doing this channel. But I'm going to do my best. From time to time, I have to pause to think about topic of conversation, okay? So someday I do not have very much of, I don't have a lot of plans of, it's a random videos that I would post, okay? So pardon me about those inconveniences, okay? Otherwise, let's pray for the whole world peace, because we're so chaotic right now. We got lots of calamities going on in the Philippines. We just got hit by typhoon, and now in the United States we got chaos, political chaos. Otherwise, it's only through prayers that we can overcome this, okay? I believe in that. Otherwise, today's topic is based on my experience during my first year of life in the United States. One of my subscribers has requested for this, okay? And thank you for that idea. And I really would like people to subscribe. I would like people to share and comment and give me ideas what I can do for my videos. That's interesting that I can handle, okay? Otherwise, my experience was, I was a nurse in the Philippines, and then came here to the United States legally, okay, passed the board exams and became a nurse. We landed in Savannah, Georgia, okay? That's the place where I choose to be. Otherwise, I was offered jobs in different parts of the world. I applied in Saudi Arabia, and I was accepted. And now here comes United States, which I prefer to be employed. So I was offered work in Harmon, which is in New York, as well as Queens. And I preferred to stay in the southern part. That's why I choose Georgia, because I can relate to them, because I'm from the south. It's a laid-back town, and I like that. I do not like the hustle and the bustle in like big cities like New York or California area. So that's why I choose Georgia, which I really did not regret, okay? Now, our first stop was in New York. My friend and I were so hungry, so we went to one of the kiosks, and we saw this big hamburger, the biggest hamburger and the thickest one like that. And we were so attracted to it, and I told her, okay, we pay for that. I think it was like $8, and it was a lot of money then. So we split that up. We put some amendments in it, mayonnaise, we put some ketchup, and then here comes what I do not know, and it looks really nice. It's yellow. It was horseradish. Okay, not mustard, but horseradish. And I squirt a lot of that also. And I thought it was very good during the first bite. First of all, I cannot even open my mouth all the way to make my first bite. When I did it finally, it was so damn hot that I had to speed it up. I thought it was really, really hot. Up to now, I cannot even eat horseradish anymore, because I know the experience of that. Okay, you cannot let me eat horseradish because of that experience. All right, we landed in Savannah, Georgia. That time we didn't even have any tarmac. We have the big building, and then we have to basically park somewhere in part of that runway, and we have to walk. And during that time, it was March, and it was in the middle of winter, and you know what? We do not have any coats with us. I did not have a coat. I was being oriented that it was winter, but I never had experienced what winter was. So no coats. None of us had coats. So we went to our apartment. The apartment we had was a very, very affluent, really, neighborhood, and a very nice apartment. Everything was paid by the hospital, our monthly rent, as well as, that's for 3 months, as well as the utilities. But during that course of the time, because we're all girls, we rented 2 apartments, and there's about 7 of us in one of those apartments, 3-bedroom apartments. There were 7 of us there. And guess what? We had some disagreement, of course. There's a lot of political issue in between us, which that triggered us for us to get out of there and split up. So we went to another apartment, which was a low-grade apartment, because we thought that it was so expensive, because we were still like a peso type of orientation, that everything cost too much. So we were calculating, my goodness, the apartment was so expensive for us. So we went to this apartment that has no utilities. We have to provide for the dishwasher and the AC. Because the first summer we had, we were wondering, my God, how come we cannot go to sleep, because it was so hot during that time. Hot. Anyway, it was hotter than the Philippines, because this was like 100 degrees in our room, basically, without air conditioning. Anyway, so we finally, that time also, we had this agreement with or it's time for us to split again. So I got me my own apartment. That time I had independence during that time. And I bought my old Tempo car, which always, it was dying on me, basically. I had a flat tire, and the car would not start. I was so miserable with that car. I finally had to trade it after 1 year of agony with that car. And we were under orientation during that time in the hospital for 4 months. It took us forever to get out of that orientation, but we finally did. It was hard because of the communication. And one thing also that we had a problem with is our grocery, because during that time, when we did not have a car, we have to walk. Maybe I would say about less than a mile, we have to walk. And we go to that Red and White, is a small grocery store down in the corner, and we have to walk back to our apartment. And one day, we were so tired, and we started to do that, flogging people like that. And then when we told our head nurse about it, they said, you know what, you better stop that, because that's not in the Philippines. You can get raped, So I said, really? That's bad, huh? So we stopped doing that, because I thought we can just do that hiking, how do you call that? Hitch ride. And when we realized that, every one of us has to buy our own cars. So it was so funny, because we have to get our cellophane bags and our baskets, and we carry those grocery. And in the grocery store, we got so tired of the chicken, pork, and no fish, because fish is very expensive. And we had to adjust a lot. And I had given my mom my first paycheck, and it was like $500, because I was only paid $9 an hour during that time. But we thought we were so rich. But I was able to really save some money. I had about $3,000 there, $3,000 saved after a year. I was so cheap. I do not like to buy anything, because everything that I buy, I have to kind of calculate it and compare it to the Filipino peso. So it was hard adjustment during that time. So I finally got a little bit, I relaxed on the buying stuff, and I started buying things for my own. But I gave my mom several money, actually, part of my paycheck for about period of maybe 1 to 3 years, but just to help out my other sister who's going to medical school. And it was a bunch of difficulty. And one thing I did is, after 3 years stay in the United States, my first thing that I really bought, aside from my lemon car, which is the Tempo Ford, I bought me my first first land, my property. It's a 20-acre land, and I put my trailer house there in the middle of somewhere after clearing that up, and put a water line in it. So I have pipes there for water and run the electricity over there. So I hired a backhoe and have that cleaned area, and then I had to drive myself to work for about 30 minutes, and I was so happy because it feels like I own something, you know. And a lot of my companions bought very nice cars, you know. They have Hondas and they have Toyotas, and I only had this Ford, you know. But I finally traded that old car of mine after I got so tired of driving that, and it died on me several times, and it made me really feel like I was so poor. But otherwise, with that little property I had an independence, and I thought that I got a piece of America during that time. Otherwise, I hope that you enjoy this topic, and it's there's a lot more to say, but I'm going to shorten it up, okay? And I hope that will satisfy your curiosity, and do not stop praying, okay? And share this video and subscribe if you have not done that yet. All right, and please comment, and if you can make it longer, okay? Thank you guys, and have a good day. Bye-bye.